Hey guys, and welcome back to the Arsenal Career series. So after a successful season number 1, we're now back for season number 2, and we're going to see if we can follow up last season and hopefully win the Champions League. And in today's episode, we're making a few offers for a few new players and hopefully getting into the pre-season tournaments. And before we get into the first part of today's episode, if you guys could smash a like on the video for the start of season number 2, that would be absolutely incredible for the next episode of the series. And also leave some comments down below, as I said before, with what players to go for. So the team itself isn't looking too bad. So of course got Czech in goal, who is solid as ever, and of course got Gibbs and also Monreal as my two left backs. And I was thinking mid-season maybe to go for another one, but Gibbs showed me in the second half of the season that he's good enough to be my left back for the rest of this season. Koscielny is obviously one of my best players in the team, if not the player of the season last year in this Career series. Hector Bellerin is now, he's going to start every single game this season. And I've also got Chambers and finally Debussy, who's probably going to be leaving the club. Coquelin will remain as my first CDM, but of course we now got Samper, who will be getting more game time hopefully this season. And we've got Ramsey next to him in that centre mid position. We've got Cazorla, we've got Wilshere, so many great midfielders to use in this team. And of course we've got Ozil, Sanchez, Walcott, and finally we've got Paulo Dybala as my striker. Now, by the way, 81 rated, so that's not looking too bad. And I can't wait to use him this season. So on the bench now, we've got Mersak, Monreal, Samper, so many good young players as well. Obviously Samper, and I want to use Oxlade-Chamberlain a lot more this season. And then if you go into the reserves, look how many players we've got. So I'm guessing a lot of these players you can see right now are going to be leaving the club or being loaned out for another season. But players like maybe Jenkinson and maybe Wellington Silva will probably stay at the first team. So next up, it's time to look at a few players that I'll probably be selling in the up and coming transfer windows. So first we've got two goalkeepers, Martinez and Iliev. I've got 4 or 5 goalkeepers now. Obviously you've got Szczesny back at the club, so I definitely have to sell at least one of these players, and it's probably going to be Martinez as the first one. Flamini is going to be hopefully going off in the next transfer window. Like it says, he's going to West Ham, and I think he has maybe a few months left, and then he'll obviously go to West Ham in the future. I got Debussy, another one who I think I'll sell in this transfer window, and it's probably the best chance to sell him as he's 30 years old and barely played last season. And on the loan list, we've got a few players like Sana, whom hopefully get to maybe 76, maybe 77 by the end of the season. Chuba Apcon's going to be going back on loan. We've got Hayden as well, who's probably a player I might even sell because he's 59 rated and 21 years old. Like, he's got nothing really to give to the club. You've got Samper, who's the same age and about 20 overalls better. Gnabry as well, another player that I want to give one more year, then I'll probably get him into the first team. But hopefully this year he can go off to another Premier League team. And because our main transfer of last season was only Dybala, who was I think 16, maybe 17 million, we have now got a remaining budget of 58 million pounds, and I'm so happy that on FIFA 16 that the budget carries over for next season. So that is all looking good. But it's now time to kick off the new season, and let's kick off with the pre-season. And here we go, guys. So we got 3 different ones to go for. We got a Champions Trophy, the Invitational, and finally the American Challenge Cup. I'm thinking between either the Invitational or the Champions Cup. So I want the most money possible, and I think the best chance is to go for the Champions Trophy, and we're probably the best team in the whole thing. So now moving on to the bit you guys want to see, it's now time to look at the shortlist and possible players that might be coming into the club. So first of all, we've got centre-backs. I've added a few players since last season. We've got Martinez, who's one of them, and also Bali, who was a great player in my Villarreal series on FIFA 15. And a 30 potential on FIFA 16 is even better, so he could be a good one to go for. And now we've got a whole host of different centre midfielders. So the first one is going to be a CDM, and it's going to be Kuchariak. And I shortlisted this guy at the start of the season, and we placed the bill 3 times last season. He was incredible every single time. So you can see his aggression is amazing, his strength is amazing as well, and can also play. So like, I don't know, should I go for him? Because obviously that would stop the progression of obviously Coquelin. But Kuchariak is like the better option. He's a lot bigger as well, and that's what I think we're missing at the moment. And then we've got more attacking midfielders like Thiago. We've got Gomez from Valencia. Isco's another one I want to go for. And finally Ross Barkley as well. At least 17 million. We've got Maximilian Meyer as well. And finally Hakan Çalhanoğlu. So we've got a lot of centre midfielders who I could possibly go for in this transfer window. So again, strikers, I think I'm happy with Dybala. But if he doesn't work out, I'll probably go for a new striker in the January transfer window. So the first offer of season number 2, and it comes from Manchester City, and they're clearly not happy with how they finished last season, and they have offered 49 million pounds for Ozil. So there's no way I want to sell him, so we're going to go ahead and let's go like 89 million. Seriously, like, I'm not going to sell Ozil. I will just go ahead and reject it because I don't want to sell him. Ozil, as you can see, there's the first in assist last season. There's no way he is going to Manchester City. But now time for the start of pre-season, and we're going to go into a Monaco game. And as I said before, guys, I will be simming the first few games, and hopefully we can get to the semi-finals. And I say hopefully because we're going with a very weak team. I think the only starters are both Gabriel and Bellerin, because I don't want to get any injuries for Sanchez, Ozil, and those kind of players. So is this enough to win? And we win the game 3-1. So Danny Welbeck again showing why he should be staying at the club, getting a hat-trick on his first game. Some more offers now for players that don't want to sell, and the first one is for Kieran Gibbs. Again, he's not going anywhere. And I saw an offer for Mesut Ozil, so it comes in from Barcelona, £37 million. And again, no way it's going anywhere, and there's no player I want to replace him with. So we're now going to make our first offer of the transfer window, and it's going to be an expensive one because it's for Laporte. And I really do want to have a strong centre-back next to Koscielny in that back four. He's going to be expensive, but of course we are paying for the very best. So now an interesting offer for Dybala is £22 million, and my chief executive is saying that he's worth between 25 and 30 million pounds, and that's gone up so much since we signed him in the start of season number 1. And we're going to go ahead and reject the offer because I've got no real backup for him, because Welbeck isn't first team quality, and nor is Giroud, because obviously they can play a part in trying to win the trophies. But I think Dybala is a man who should start every single game. And now an offer for Szczesny, and it comes in from Sampdoria. And to be honest, guys, I'm going to sell him because I've got Ospina, I've got Cech as my 2 goalkeepers, and of course I've got Martinez as my 3rd one. So I was thinking of selling either Ospina and Szczesny, and an offer's finally come in for one of them, and he's going off to Sampdoria. It pushed my budget up to £67 million, and I'm just not sure who to spend that money on. So we're now going to go into our second game of pre-season. It's against Nacional. And again, we're going to see if our trick works of just playing my weak players and hoping for the best. So how are we going to do in this one? And we get a 1-0 win. It's Bellerin with the goal. And that's amazing. So that's our second win of pre-season, and we're basically through to the next round. So Bilbao have straight up rejected the first offer of, I think, £18 million, and he's worth 22. So again, I want to save as much money possible, and we're going to go ahead and offer £24 million. So Szczesny's now gone to his new club, and we're now going to go into our final game of pre-season, and it's a 2-1 win. So that's 3 wins out of 3 with a weak team. But of course, also Schalke not playing their strongest team, but got Joel Campbell, Wilshere gets the goals, and we're through to the semi-finals. What? They want £41 million. That is incredible amount. So I need to sell Debussy before I decide to spend over 30 million. We'll go ahead and offer one more offer, and we'll go just on the brink of 30 and go ahead and offer 29, but maybe that's worth it. I'm not sure yet, because I want the best defenders possible. And we're now going to go into the semi-finals, and I decided to sim this game yet again because I'm not sure if you guys want to watch this, and we're playing against Tigres, who I believe are a Mexican team, and we should be surely beating them. So 2-0 win, and Wilshere getting 2 more goals. So they wanted 41.5, but now they've gone ahead and accepted £29 million for Laporte, and he wants 140,000 a week. So I can still do that. That's expensive, but of course he's worth it. So go ahead and offer crucial first team player, and Laporte could be our new first team centre back. I'm just begging for no injuries, but we'll see how we do in this final in the Champions Trophy. They look like they've gone with their full strength team. They're like the likes of Draxler, Schürrle in the first team. Dybala gets an injury. That's why I didn't play my full strength team, but we'll stint in the game. And we win the game 2-0. So Dybala gets a goal and Oxlade gets the second. And we've won our first preseason trophy like ever in this series. And the best thing about it is I didn't play a single minute of it. So we have received 2.8 million as an additional transfer budget. But I'm sure we get like that extra 7 million for winning the thing. And you can see here, guys, that they're very happy with how we have done. And also Dybala we have for 3 days. So that's not too bad. And of course he did score the opening goal. But now we've gone off for Mesut Ozil, and he's coming from Wolfsburg, who we just beat. And again, guys, like Ozil, he's not going anywhere, so just stop offering. And there it is, guys. He's accepted the contract, and we've got ourselves our new centre-back. Laporte is joining Arsenal, so welcome to the club. And we've still got 42.9 million to spend. And look how good our centre-back strength is now. So we've got Laporte, who will play on the left-hand side, Koscielny on the right-hand side, and he'll now be made captain. But of course now, we've got 4 good centre-backs. So we're now going to make a few offers for a few players I want to go for. The first is going to be Andre Gomez. 20 million is the offer transfer sum, and let's see if he accepts the offer. The second one will be for Isco, 27 million, which is just $1 million off his value, and if I can get for that cheap, that'll be a complete bargain. And finally for Ross Barkley, who could be my potential replacement for Santi Cazorla, so he'll probably play as a centre midfielder, and then obviously Ozil will play as usual as a cam. What? So they want 37 million? No way. 37 million for Andre Gomez, and maybe a player I might go for in the future, but again, they're suggesting players like Modric, James Rodriguez, and Iniesta. Like, how am I going to be able to afford those types of players? So finally an offer for Debussy, and it comes in from Everton for £6.5 million. So he's worth 8.5, and he's very unhappy, and he barely played last season. I'm really tempted to go ahead and accept it, but I want to get like the most amount of money possible and we'll go ahead and counter for 7.5 million. So it's still $1 million under his value, but still enough money to put me up to £50 million. So that's not too bad, because Real Madrid won 45 million. So yes, that's a lot of money, but Isco is a player that's worth around maybe 35 million. So it's not too much over his value. I was probably expecting something like 60 million, but that's not too bad, as I said, like a few times. And maybe a player might go for. So an offer now for Martinez, and off he goes to Blackburn because he's 23 years old, only 66 rated, so there's no way he's going to get into the first team. And second of all now for Debussy, and they've come back and said they will go ahead and offer 6.5, so no 7.5. But again, guys, there's no way he's going to play in the first team. And look how much money we have left to spend. But that's where we're going to leave the first episode of the Arsenal career mode for season number 2. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And next episode, we're going to start off with the Community Shield versus Manchester United. But if you guys have enjoyed today's episode, smash a like on the video. Leave a comment down below with what you think of the signings I've made and what signings to go for in episode number 2. Because I'll just remind you guys that we've got 42.9 million to spend. Or maybe that'd be Isco, Ross Barkley, a new centre back. I'm not too sure yet. But leave comments down below. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.